While $500,000 was nothing to him right now, it was a lot of money for the Samson family. Wow, he thought to himself. Patricia is easier to dupe than I would have imagined. Of course, he would never say this to her face, but she really had been a fool. Patricia looked around sheepishly, embarrassed at her current predicament. "So now you know," she said, then added, "Please don't tell Celia." Chase was quiet. "Do you have something you want to say to me?" she asked. She was goading him. With anger in her voice, she continued. "Do you think I wanted to invest this money? I had no choice. Who will take care of my daughter if not me? Certainly not you. You know what? I knew you'd be of no help. I'll call Chad. He'll know what to do." She picked up her phone and dialed Chad's number. Chase didn't stop her. What could he do? After all, she was convinced that Chad could do no wrong. "Chad, is this a good time?" "Yes, it's Patricia. I'm hoping you can help me with something. If you have a few minutes, could you come down to Sunrise Village?" "Oh, you're a doll. Thank you." Chase watched as she practically bowed into her phone with gratitude. After hanging up, she locked eyes with him. She was reminded of just how useless he was and couldn't help but mutter, "Trash," under her breath before turning to address the group of protesters. "Friends, help is on the way. I've called Chad Manson, and he's on our way to help us figure out what to do next." Hearing this, the others began to talk excitedly amongst themselves. She talking about the Chad Manson? She must be. I heard his family is very wealthy. He's not wealthy enough. I've heard that Atlantic Investments is connected to his professional background. Patricia overheard someone else in the crowd say, "Is that the Chad Manson who got a crush on Celia?" "That's right. Celia is lucky. He's a catch." "If I was her, I'd drop that chase immediately." Patricia interrupted to say, "I completely agree with you, but Chase refuses to leave her, even at her request." As she said that, everyone turned to look at Chase. He felt their cold, mocking eyes upon him. After a moment of uncomfortable silence, the gossip began anew. "If it was me, I would have made my daughter divorce Chase." "Seriously, I just don't understand his appeal. Staying with Chase is such a waste of Celia's youth." Everyone was in agreement. Celia could do so much better than Chase. The group of people protesting outside of Atlantic Investment had now turned their attention to what they perceived was another injustice, Celia's marriage to Chase. Patricia beamed with pride as the group fervently declared Chase an unworthy husband. She addressed the crowd. "I've tried to persuade Celia to divorce him several times already, but no matter what, she won't agree. There seems to be nothing I could do about it." But the crowd wouldn't take no for an answer. Someone yelled out, "Just kick Chase out and change the locks. Once they spend some time apart, Celia will realize she needs to divorce him." Everyone continued to talk excitedly as each other as if Chase didn't exist. He was the infamous good-for-nothing, and Chad was the rich, dashing hero. What kind of magic had Chad cast on everyone to deserve so much undue praise? Chase didn't get it. Just what was Chad going to do to get all of these people their money back? Chase was lost in that thought when a black Porsche pulled up to the curb in front of where the group was gathered. Patricia cleared her throat before announcing loudly, "Everyone, look! Chad has arrived." All eyes turned in the direction of the Porsche. Chad was everything they'd expected. Quiet gossip began to grow louder. "Wow, look at that Porsche! I've never seen that model before. It must have cost a fortune. Ooh, he's handsome too. And don't forget talented. And rich. Patricia beamed with pride as if the crowd was praising her. After all, she was the reason Chad was there. She quickly walked over to him and gushed. Chad, darling, thank you so much for coming. I hope that I haven't intruded too much on your afternoon plans. It's not a problem at all, Patricia, replied Chad. You know I'm happy to help any time. And of course, please give my best to Celia when you see her. Yes, thought Patricia. This is the man my daughter should be married to. Chad assessed the situation. Most of the protesters were older and he couldn't get a good read as to what the problem was. Looking around, his eyes narrowed to see Chase in the crowd. Patricia, he said, ignoring Chase. What is going on here? She proceeded to tell Chad about all of her lost investment and finally asked him, Your family owns a financial company, right? Do you think you could help us find the people behind Atlantic Investment? Jeez, thought Chad, finally piecing together the problem. Did these grandpas and grandmas really all get scammed? And what do they think that I can do about it? He wasn't sure he'd be able to help. But just as Chad was about to begin succumbing to his doubts, he saw Chase in the crowd again and changed his mind. Actually, he told Patricia, it shouldn't be that hard to find them. Coincidentally, our company recently discussed a business deal with the boss of Atlantic Investment, so we know each other, so to speak. I'll ask around and follow up with you later. Hearing this, many in the group of protesters expressed relief by clapping or by flashing him a big thumbs up of approval. Of course Chad found a solution, thought Patricia. Chad was very pleased with the crowd's reaction. He only wished that Celia was there to witness his triumph. He quickly took out his cell phone and called his father. Dad, our company recently did some business with Atlantic Investment, right? I'm here at Sunrise Village with Celia's mom, Patricia, and a group of people who claim that Atlantic Investment defrauded them out of thousands of dollars. Can you follow up on it for me? After hanging up, he walked over to the Atlantic Investment's front door, curious to hear what the janitorial staff had to say about the now empty offices. Of course, it really didn't matter what they had to say. Chad just wanted Patricia to think that he was on top of it. Watching it unfold, Chase thought the whole charade was laughable. Putting aside the fact that Chad had said his company had done business with Atlantic Investment, even if he wanted to, would Chad really be able to find a disappeared company that didn't want to be found? Plus, Chase wouldn't put it past Chad's family company to have known about Atlantic Investment's shady dealings from the get-go. Chad was shameless in the pursuit of Celia. He'd say anything. Chase sighed. While he didn't particularly like Patricia, he didn't want to see her out $500,000 for naive mistakes. Patricia, he said, would you like me to place a call and see what I can find out? The crowd felt silent for a moment before erupting into laughter. Are you crazy? Yelled someone in the crowd. Who would you even call? Asked another. Soon the voices all came at once. I bet he works for Atlantic Investments. He's too poor to swindle anyone. Ugh, that good for nothing. The once cheerful atmosphere darkened. Patricia felt her face flush as the crowd leaned into Chase. She needed to distance her family from that fool. She walked over and grabbed his hand, giving it a tight squeeze. You piece of trash! Are you trying to embarrass me? Chase only could plead with her. Patricia, I only want to help, really. Adding insult to injury, Chase could hear Chad's laughter echoing throughout the crowd. Chase Rothman thinks he can help? What a joke. Chase spoke up. Look, I have a friend who knows people. He might be familiar with Atlantic Investment. It's a real lead. Chad was furious that Chase was trying to one-up him in front of Patricia and the group of protesters. Fine, he thought. If Chase wants to deal with this problem, then I'll let him deal with it. When he fails, it'll only be further proof that Celia needs to divorce him. Very well, said Chad to the crowd. If Chase thinks he has friends who can help, then let's let him deal with it. The group was dumbfounded. Let Chase deal with it? They were never going to get their money back.
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.